Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So I'm making this video midway through the restoration process or project of the 4x4 lowrider build. It is no longer 4x4. We are just converting a 4x4 to a lowrider. I don't know. It's been a strange project. It's okay. It's not something I would recommend doing. But for you guys today, I'm going to be showing you how to remove your radiator support and delete your AC if that's something that you have been wanting to do. This is a 97. I don't believe the AC unit would have changed from the earlier models to the 97. And something I would like to say now is your radiator support will be the same whether you have a 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder, 4-wheel drive, or 2-wheel drive, old or new. It is the same radiator support all the way through. And like I said, AC or no AC as well. I don't know if I said that. So like I can get rid of this flap. I don't need this. No one cares about it. Like it's just trash. One other thing I'm going to have to do is relocate my bumper, but I'm going to do that in the other video so you don't have to worry about that. Gonna get rid of these little rubbery flaps that just hold in rust and rot. Deleting the AC is still super up in the air, but I'm gonna try my best to delete it because it is just a lot of extra parts that are just gonna be in the way when I'm hitting switches. So less things to break, the better for me. And what I'm gonna do to start right now is remove the corner lights, remove the fenders, and we're gonna dive right into this thing. So I guess first things first, we're going to cut the zip ties I hold all my grills on the trucks with, because they are extremely convenient. And the grill can now come off. We're gonna go put that in a safe spot. That opens everything up like majorly. Holy, I love this grill. It's the old school like 91, 92 square headlight grill, one of the early style chrome grills. And yeah, next thing is maybe we'll do these corner lights and the fenders. So to get to that, it's 3 screws, 1, 2, bumpers already off, 3 down here on each side, so we're going to remove that next. Sorry for the background noise, but one thing I would like to recommend as well is putting the screws back in place so you don't lose them. We're going to have to take this piece out anyway, but I'll leave it there for now. We're going to unplug the corner lights on each side. I mean, that's common sense. You just press this down and give it a pull. I need 2 hands for that because they're a little stiff. And just put the lights somewhere safe, and then I think we might move over to the headlight buckets next. So to remove the headlight buckets, we got 4 10mm screws, and or bolts essentially, sorry. And over here, as you can see, just a result of being an old truck, we have a couple broken. So we have one here, not one down here, not one up here, and one up here. Silly. So nice thing about the new radiator support is I will be able to put in fresh bolts that aren't broken in that place. Well, that was funny. All of them are broken now. Thankfully, this is being replaced. And just a simple, I think you're supposed to pinch the sides or something, but it just comes right out for me. We did upgrade to the LEDs, and I may go back to a halogen a little later on. That's something I can come back to. I just, I like the old school look of the halogens, but the LEDs work great. So eventually, even on the purple truck, I would love to have the halogen look, the sealed beam look with just a white LED light in the back. So next thing we're going to do is I just unplug the horn, and it's a 12mm bracket right here. This horn does still work, so I want to keep it. And super easy to get off. We'll store that in the truck, and then maybe we'll finally move up to the fenders. Okay, the horn is out. Now I'm going to start taking apart take the fenders off. And we got a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt right here. You may have 2 down here. Like I said, in this instance, I already have my bumper off, and I should have described that. I apologize. To get the bumper off, you should have visibility through that hole. If you're a 2-wheel drive, that one. And if you're a 4-wheel drive back here, you'll have a bolt here and up there. And I think it's just 2 12mm bolts on each side, and that bumper comes right out of place. So remember, that's step 1, and unplugging the marker lights in there. But that stuff's pretty common sense and easy to do. To get the fender off as well, so we will have the 2 10mm down here. You will also have to remove the cowl, which means you will need to remove the wipers and the cowl vents. It's a little extra there, unfortunately, but nothing too serious. And then lastly, you should have a bolt down here, which I probably don't, probably broke off, rotted off, I never replaced it. And you will have a bolt right here and somewhere down here. And that will get the fender off on each side. And I'll show you when we get to the other side how to remove the antenna. So I guess we should take the cowl off before the fenders, but I just showed you the bolt placement. So we're going to need to remove these little caps. It should be a 12mm right there. We're going to take a 12mm, check that. Wonderful it is. Okay, so now we just got to break that free. Should just come off by hand once it's broken loose. And you lift up, give it a little shake, and it should just pull right off. And now we'll do it to the other side. Also, if anybody is wondering, these chrome wipers are just the factory wipers. You take some paint stripper and a wire brush and just really clean them up. Gives it a really good, clean 90s look, especially if you're running a lot of chrome. So I figured I'd just share that info with you guys. Well, that's close. And if you're wondering why the truck is all torn apart too, and you're not familiar with the channel, and you just came here to watch a radiator support video, I am currently turning this 4x4 into a lowrider, and I'm currently cutting out the body mount, getting a new bed, all these new parts, XYZ. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more. And back to what we were doing. So now essentially what should happen here is a nice little fine screwdriver, and you push these little push pins in, and that releases them. I might have to push them all the way through, I think, is how it goes. But if you push those little pins in, it should make this loosen right up and pull out somehow. All right, I was right. You don't have to push them all the way through. Now to get the cowl off, we have 4 screws right here that are pretty easy. And then we got to open up the hood after, and there should be either pins like that. I just got little like plastic push pins, or sometimes you'll have screws there that hold it down as well, and that kind of helps with any chatter. So I got to remove those and those screws, and the cowl can come off next. Okay, so we've gotten little push pins out, the 4 screws. You're going to want to open your hood and just get it off this bracket back here. There's a little plastic bracket that sits in. Wow, she is on there good. Man, I don't know why. There we go, there we go. Broke free. The bracket came with it. Little plastic things that will seat later on. But we can lift it up over the wiper, watch your windshield. We'll place this back here for right now because why not? Throw it in the bed probably for now. And awesome, the cowl is off. Now I can access the screw, the one screw that hides beneath the cowl. Okay, so we've removed all of the 10mm bolts. There is an extra one up here, and we should now just be able to literally take the fender and bam, off that simple. Oh, there we go. Look at that. This fender is clean. It is an aftermarket fender from carparts.com, and I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so we are on the passenger side now, and the antenna is only held in with a Phillips head screw up here. And what you're gonna have to be careful of is, let's get this out. You're gonna pull the antenna like kind of diagonally out, but you want to make sure you unplug it. And then when you plug it back in, there's gonna be a little rubber grommet I'll show you that needs to go back, or you'll have water going into your cab and you'll be all confused. So this should pull out, but I think we need to go and disconnect the antenna, which is going to be through that rubber grommet there. So we have to go in the cab, unplug the antenna, and unrun it. Or if you wanted to be just like me, you can just break the antenna on, of course. I unplugged it and everything just to break it at the very end. Gave it a little tug and tugged it a little too hard. But hey, not bad. Well, that's okay. I have a couple other antennas, and I think I'm just going to run one for looks anyway. 64 Impalas do it all the time. Yeah, not too bad so far. And actually, what's really sick is with the fender off, I can do some serious wire tucking while I'm there. I'll save that for the other video, but a lot of sand buildup up on this rail. Looks pretty nice, though. There's no real rotting. Maybe a little right here. Getting a little soft, but not too serious. And it'll make working on the truck all in all a little bit easier. So a couple other things, you're gonna want to take off any odds and ends off the radiator support that are just obvious that you want to keep, like these little hood adjusters that keep your hood from shaking and rattling. And another thing is like the little hood prop piece right here. We're gonna remove that hood prop at the very end because gonna need something to hold the hood up with. I think next I'm going to do the radiator brackets, just these 2 bolts here and here, and that way we can push the radiator forward. So like I said, in this video, I'm also going to try to delete my AC. So for now, we'll say the AC has been discharged, and you want to be careful, like you don't accidentally cut a line, because you do not want to breathe Freon in. So there's a proper way to decharge it. As far as the AC stuff goes, we're going to have to remove it from this radiator support. So we're going to remove this bracket, and we're also going to have to remove our coolant reservoir. That bolt down there is 1000% going to break. I could put money down on that. And there's another 10mm up here and one on the side right here. So I'm going to remove those as well. I am going to disconnect my battery. Should have done that, unrelated to the radiator support, but just in general. And actually, when I go to weld in the new radiator support, you're going to want your battery disconnected anyway. So I'm going to just do that real fast, and then we'll kind of come down here, remove these two 10mm brackets, remove this 12 down here, this 12 down here, the two 12s holding in the hood latch, and get that disconnected and run the line out. That way it's just not in the way. And I can even run the line like I did on the purple truck outside of the cab, which is fire. So one other thing I'm going to be doing in the near future is I'm going to be getting a new steering wheel for the purple truck. I just have like an old school 90s Grant wheel in there, and I want to put it in here because I did the subwoofer behind the seat. I just have the seat pulled forward because I got to move it. But anyway, it still keeps my seat a little bit further from the cab wall and closer to the steering wheel. And the steering wheel is just so big, and I want to get rid of the airbag. So that would be a nice thing to have because we smack the ground a lot in this truck. And on top of that, I just realized that this is the airbag sensor. That's why it's got these little special bolts to get out, because they don't want you taking that out. But we're savage and we don't care. So and we just got that disconnected. It's not going on the new radiator support, so it can just stay right on this bad boy for now because I don't care about it. And now to take the hood latch off. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the condenser. I just cut these lines just as extra so I don't have to worry about taking them all out at one unit. I'm actually just going to throw away the AC stuff. It's garbage. So with that being said, I tried to disconnect this and the bolt broke off, of course. It looks like right here and... Wow, I guess it's just right here and right over here from the inside. It might be a 10 or a 12. We're going to disconnect, it looks like a 10, the condenser, and it just pulls out and lifts right up. So that's pretty sweet. Okay, so I got to put some vice grips on that because it's spinning as I turn it. So we're going to remove the bracket for, I don't know, whatever part of the AC this is, to be honest. I really don't know. Maybe some sort of canister. I'm not too sure. But it's just that 10mm there, and this one right here on the lower half, and this bracket should come out, and I already cut the lines. Yeah, this video is more how to remove your AC because you're done using it and you're not going to use it, not to remove your AC and then replace it. That might be a better video for someone else. All right, it seems like right here we have a electrical connection that just needs to be unplugged. And once we unplug this, it seems like this is just going to come right out. So that won't be too bad. Okay, so we've just removed the brackets here and here, held it with some pliers. And essentially you would disconnect this right here and pull it out. I cut the line, it doesn't matter. I'm going to hang this up here for now and essentially pull this forward and we should just be able to lift it right up. Yeah, that can come forward and up. And then we got to pull this line out of here and lift it forward and pull up. I am actually extremely pleased to say this radiator looks amazing for being a 25-year-old radiator. So if I can keep it, that'd be awesome. Someday I'll upgrade to the aluminum one just because it looks better and it's cool to have. But for now, not too bad. I got to cut the wiring harness, just like these little clips, to get the wiring harness out of the way. And I just got to, there should be a little clip, yeah, right here. This little clip right here is going to come off, and I can disconnect this little bicycle cable looking thing from below there and pull this piece of the radiator support right off. So this is how we are looking so far. We got the AC condenser out, and now I'm going to be working on removing this pump while I'm here. I probably will have to take out the radiator to change the support. Probably just be easier because there's not going to be much holding this in place. Now I'm going to remove the two 12mm holding in the hoses to the pump, and then probably cut the line and remove the pump. So, we're getting there. Okay, we've gotten a couple lines out. There was a 12mm bolt going this way and one going this way up at the top of the pump. I think there's one down below, but one thing I can do is remove this little tensioner pulley below because this only is there for the AC, and we're deleting it, so that can go too. So I'm actually just going to disconnect this bolt so I can get the belt off and reach if there's any other bolts down there. Okay, so to avoid taking apart all the other belts, the right thing would be to take off all the belts to get this belt off, but I really don't need it anymore, which does suck because I think I just bought this belt not that long ago, and it seems so nice too. Not too bad it's getting cut. So we're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna take this belt, snip it in half, and get this thing off of there. Okay, we're gonna grab our 10, 12, and 14 and head below the truck now. I lifted it up off the ground a little bit. We got parts everywhere right now, and again, super hot day. It must be almost 90 at least. Just sunny out. But I think I need to get down here and figure out what we're looking at. Yeah, so if I can just get this bracket off the block, remove this bolt maybe. And there's probably one more. Yeah, right there. If I remove those two, that AC pump should come out, and then we can remove the bracket. All right, and, well, look at that. Got a pretty heavy little pump right here. Probably actually just be easier to lift this up from the top, being that there's not a lot of stuff up here. And that's a heavy pump. It's got to be at least, I don't know, 20, 25 pounds maybe. It's just working it out of here, I guess, with one hand. Wow, there we are. Oh, almost. And how about now? Look at that. She is out, boys. Good riddance. Wow, it looks like something's like completely missing now. Like, that's nuts. Something else I can do to be a little extra because I'm here, and why not, is get rid of the extra dead weight by removing this bracket on the side of the engine. So it's looking like a 12 millimeter right there on the side, and maybe 2 up top there. 4 bolts total. Yeah, that seems all it needs to be. So we got those, and I might even try to take this little bracket right here off, because that goes to absolutely nothing as well, and it's just in the way. Well, we were right, just those 4 bolts, and that can come out. And what a collection of just parts to come out of here. Nuts and bolts just all coming out. Can't lose that guy. Of course, Runaway 10, as always. And yeah, not too bad. Now I just want to remove the brackets up on this front engine cross member, and we will be good. But look how much that opened up. I mean, that is just bizarre. Now we get to remove all these lines too that are in the up against the firewall. Like, I'm just excited. Such a better look. All right, we did get the brackets for the diff off of there, so that's a much cleaner look. It opened it up so much as well. And everything down here is looking pretty good as well. So I think we're going to start removing these lines by getting rid of these 10 millimeter bolts on the firewall. So for right now, I had just cut it down by wear it on bolts because I was just having a hard time getting it off. And I'm just deleting it, like I said, so none of it really matters whether or not I cut or on bolt it. So I think there is something I'm going to have to do with like the heater core inside of the cabin later, but we can come back to that. I'm not too worried about it right now. And I think we just got to figure out where this little line for the AC goes and delete that from wherever it goes. Okay, so as far as I know, we shouldn't have any further issues now. I think I can just run the truck with those 2 lines cut right there. That little line just went right below it. If I do have any issues, we will reroute it to something, but I don't believe I should have any problems. There was no fluid or anything, so I'm going to call that the AC delete for right now. I know someone might be disappointed that I didn't go into the heater core at this very moment, and if I have to, I will. Just stay tuned for a later video on that. But we've gotten all the AC stuff that I need out of the way, and now, I mean, we're pretty much ready to start drilling out spot welds. I have a video from in the past on how to do this, but basically you're going to want to look, and you can see right there, that's a spot weld. There's another one right here, these little circles that are just sitting below. There's a spot weld. There's one. Honestly, the only thing I can do is just start drilling away until I get them off and show you where they are after, so you have something to look at. But I'm just about there. Well, becoming pretty photogenic right now with the sun setting. But as you can see, we've been drilling out the spot welds. I take my screwdriver and just hammer it through just to kind of break any bits of metal I didn't get with the drill bit. I don't want to make my holes too big, but look at that. Actually, something I just realized is I should remount my hood off this. I was trying to figure out why it came off so easy, and it's because, you know, the prop is still in the radiator support. I don't have the new support just yet, but I'll just keep drilling out the spot welds where I see them and hammering away at them. I mean, look how easy this side came off. Due to the fact that, you know, it's kind of rotted away, but whatever. It works. So we just keep hammering it out. It's almost off. I did notice that the radiator is just going to kind of have to hold itself up, hopefully. So hopefully it does just that. But almost got this thing off. Mission complete. Oh, yeah. No more radiator support. We're driving it just like this. No. Yeah, this is brutal. Realistically, I should maybe seek a new inner fender and cut it somewhere back there and re-weld it in, because this is a little cooked, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, but there's not a lot. I mean, I can build that out and save it yet again. It just won't look pretty. This side came out pretty good, though. There's no real raw on this side, so it's funny that the driver's side just took such a beating after all these years. I don't know why it favored that side over this, but whatever. I can re-weld a plate down here, no issue, but if I just redo this, I mean, all I got to do is cut it and re-weld a new one, so it's really not that bad. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. We got that radiator support off, and I guess I'll see you guys in a couple days. We'll get the new radiator support in and start welding it up. And like I said, I'll figure out a way to build this up or something. And worst comes worst, this video comes out months later, and you guys see it all together in a video where I'm, you know, working on the bed mounts and stuff and the body mounts. And, you know, then this video will just randomly show up of, hey guys, we're going to delete the AC and radiator support. A little bit more in depth. So, whatever. Make things work, and I'll see if I can find another inner fender somewhere. Hey, what's up, guys? So it's been months since I started the how to do your radiator support video, and I forgot to film a section. But I can still make it all make sense, and it's just super easy. So, you know, obviously this does require some welding. I mean, you can go the hack way and pop rivet it in, but you're gonna want a welder. So essentially, I've put in my new inner fender. That's not something you guys have to worry about, because this is just how to do your radiator support. Essentially, your radiator support has come off. Now you place your new one back in place. You can bolt it down. You can hold it in with a couple self tappers wherever you need to. We did for a little bit, and this is my first attempt ever at welding. You are gonna want some sort of welder, and basically, you're just going to fill the hole. You're going to want to start at the metal behind this one if you had to drill from the front, or vice versa. Say we come back here, and there should be like spot weld holes somewhere over here. There would be like a hole here. You're going to weld to the radiator support right in the back half and pull it out and just kind of, you know, make your pool. And that's what a good weld looks like. This one has a little bit of air in it. I was pulling away too far. You're going to want to stay right up on it. So, you know, that's the premise of it. And essentially, all you're going to want to do is put everything back together. I mean, I really made this video just to kind of show you, like, that if you've been in a front-end collision, you know, what it's going to take. I should have been a little bit more precise showing you guys what we did with the inner fender, because I'm sure, you know, most of you aren't replacing your inner fender because of rot. Most of the time you're going to be replacing it because of some sort of accident. And that comes into play. Like I said, this is my first time ever welding, so, you know, you got to bear with me a little bit. But I wanted to show you, we just cut a seam wherever we felt was best. I didn't want to go too close to this because I don't want to mess around trying to weld around my brake booster. So right here was perfect. And we just welded our seam all the way down. And now on the other side, when you drilled out your inner fender, you'll see that one of the other parts, basically they're spot welds. They look like this from factory. You drill it out, it'll release the metal on the backside. And now I have these holes that need to be filled. So I'm going to essentially, when the welder is on, take this gun, and we're going to put a welder right up in here, and you're going to fill this hole. But one problem I'm already seeing is I actually need to take a hammer and hammer this right up against the metal and clean it with a grinder or wire wheel, something like that, because you always want to weld on a good, clean surface. But essentially, I'm going to fill all of these holes, all these spot weld holes, and then my inner fender is in. But it wasn't how to change your inner fender, it was how to change your radiator support, and it's the same concept. You basically require the skills to weld. And when you drill out the holes, the spot welds for your radiator support out here, when your new one goes on, again, you're going to come around here and you're going to weld on this side. This is from the other. You're going to want to weld, bam, 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 all the way up and down wherever you drilled your holes. I hope that makes enough sense. I mean, there really wasn't anything else I could have done. I could have filmed me welding, but it's the same just to describe it. So essentially now I'm going to show you how to put everything back together, and the radiator support will be all set. Gotten the radiator support all welded up now. I'm going to grind down some of the welds because the grinder makes everything look pretty. And I'm going to put some primer and some black spray paint over it for now because it doesn't got to be perfect. It's a backyard project. And essentially, we've got our radiator support on. I mean, it's not really a whole lot to it. It's kind of silly to make its own video, but a lot of people are really curious on how you go about getting it off and putting it on. And again, like I said, we just drilled holes in the radiator support and welded it right onto the flat plate right behind us. So I mean, it really did all do pretty well. It's just how it looks right there. Maybe I could have sent, I'll probably actually send another weld up here, but that's about it. Just kind of doing my final look around right now before I start grinding everything down. But if you want to see me put the nose together, you can check that out in part whatever comes out after this, to be super honest. I mean, this is going to be an extra video in between just to help anybody out with installing a new radiator support. I mean, it's pretty simple. You just put your headlight buckets back on, you put your fenders back on, your grill, put your bumper in place, put your front lip if you have one, run your cord for your hood latch right through here, right to the new latch. You close your hood. I think essentially the whole nose is together and your radiator. But, I have tons of videos. Basically, you'll put the radiator in place. We'll plug in our hoses. We'll fill it up. We'll turn on the truck, let it run with the cap off until it burps out the air. We'll top off the coolant. Be good to go. It is legitimately that simple. I was trying to make the video as simple as possible. And if you want to see me put it all back together, stay tuned for the part that's supposed to come out after this, where we do that. And I'll see y'all then. Thank you so much for watching.